In hour number one, we ended the hour talking to a gentleman from reducethenationaldebt.org, all one word, reducethenationaldebt.org. He still joins us. His name is Seth Eisenberg. Mr. Eisenberg, when we left off, you were talking about what else can people do. Where do we go from here?
Well, there are several things. Hopefully we hope that people, join with us. Numbers speak. If Washington sees that there are a lot of people uniting together on a particular issue, it makes a statement to them, and they do react to that stuff. And so it's important for all of us to join together. Again, this is, I think, the common cause. I mean, like as I said earlier, it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter your socioeconomic status, your political affiliation. This affects you, and so everybody should be on board because we all, again, if the economy goes, so goes the country. So we'd like people to join with us. The contributions, we encourage that too because we're actually making an impact in reducing the national debt itself and freeing up those interest payments for better domestic uses. Not only that, but what we'd like to do is we would like to be able to kind of save up a lot of money from our donations and be able to take that check down to Washington kind of as a teaser to them and say, here are the American people who they know how to get together and get something done. Here we have millions of people that got together for this common cause. How is it we can get 1 million people to do this, but you people in the Senate and in the House Representatives, together with the President, can't? And I think that would be a great statement to make. So together with all those things, that's how people can get involved. If people want to help us in spreading the word, that's very important. We encourage that. They can reach out to us. We interact with everybody personally and individually. This is an organization of the people as far as I'm concerned. So please feel free to contact us, contact me. I'm happy to talk to you with any ideas you have, ways that you might be able to help, because this is all about us and we need to solve this together.
And what you're doing is symbolic. The symbology of what you're doing far outweighs the money that's raised because you are letting Washington know, what, we've had enough, and it's not a partisan issue. This is the ultimate uniter. Have you seen a similar response from the business community?
We haven't really gone there yet, but that is our next step. I mean, we're a very new organization. I filed our corporate papers back in June, and we didn't really start getting things going until middle of July. So we're new. We've tried it out on the people and have had a great response, and now we want to get to the business community. So that's our next step. We have a lot of contacts out there, and we have arrangements that were being made to get in touch with those people, and we're hopeful that they'll be supportive too. A lot of them are on the firing block in the public eye for not paying enough in taxes, and I think this is a great way that they can show that they're willing and prepared to also be patriotic and to step up and do something for the country that helps them be so successful.
Well, exactly, and if the country falls, obviously the businesses fall, so they needed to stand strong as much as any of us. So what's the goal? What's the plan then from this point forward? Are you going to put together a policy statement, or are you going to retain a complete political anonymity and just raise money and let people know about yourself?
Well, we do have our mission statement and our vision are set forth on our website, and we encourage people to go there and read that. It sets forth what we're about. We are nonpartisan because, again, this is an issue that is bigger than any individual political party. This is about everybody. So we do take a nonpartisan approach, and we want to continue our goal of raising the money to, exactly like you said, make the symbolic statement, help reduce the debt, and continue to educate people. A lot of people just don't understand the impact this has. I think a lot of people I think you even wrote in some of your blogs that, we're kind of happy to gloat based on our past and think we're going to continue to ride along. So we need to open people's eyes, and as you also stated earlier in the program, to keep the ball rolling. We can't let this fall out of view just because it's not an exciting vote happening in Congress. This is going to be a long, sustained battle, and we can never take our eyes off the ball because what will happen if we do. We might have this super committee come up with a great idea. I'm not holding my breath, but let's even assume they do. that's not to say another Congress can't just change that all around and just, go on a spending spree. So we need to be vigilant and we need to be on the ball, and we're going to do that. We're going to get people united so that we can let Congress know we are watching, and we're going to continue to watch. We're not planning on going away tomorrow, next week, a year from now. We want to be here, for the next 50 years, because we want to see that number go down every single year until it's at a manageable level. Because the economy cannot grow, there cannot be job growth, there cannot be security or stability until we get the debt under control.
Now, one thing I noticed on your site, and it actually raised an interesting question that I'm sure a lot of listeners have: what's stopping the government from taking the money that you give them and spending it on, I don't know, a trip to Afghanistan to visit the troops or something?
Right, and we get that question a lot, and it's important for people to understand. There's a lot of debate, raising taxes. Should we raise taxes or not? If we raise taxes, that money goes into the government's general fund, and they can build a bridge from California to Afghanistan if they want, typical type pork waste. Our program is developed in accordance with a specific federal law under which our contributions are made on the condition that they are used to reduce the public debt. In other words, it doesn't go into the hands of the politicians to spend on some ridiculous program. It goes to pay down the national debt. Here is perhaps the only opportunity that we as Americans get to tell Washington how to use our money.
All right, plug your site one more time.
Sure. We're at www.reducethenationaldebt.org. That's all one word. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/reducethenationaldebt, or just Google the Association to Reduce the National Debt, and you'll find us.
All right. Now, on a personal question, because I'm just personally curious to know, when you let your friends, family, and neighbors know you were going to do this, what was their response? Did they laugh at you, or did they say, way to go?
Yeah, most people said, way to go. There were a couple of giggles here and there, because people view this as a very large undertaking, and it is. 14 to 16 trillion dollars. That's, I don't have that in my pocket right now, and I never will.
Right.
And so, some people, I think, to the extent they giggled, that's the reason. They're saying, how are you going to do this? And even when, we've been in newspapers and things like that, usually when we see the editorial responses or the comments online, everyone says, you're not going to pay down $16 trillion debt, but the people aren't really reading the articles or listening to what we're saying. We're not trying to pay off $16 trillion. I mean, ultimately, yes, but that's going to take us, as many years as it took us to get here in the first place, so 50, 75, 100 years. We need to start a plan to do something about it now. And once I explain to people that and how it affects them personally and is going to otherwise destroy the country for future generations, then they say, oh, yeah, that's a great idea, and we all need to get on board and do something about it. And that's what we need to educate people about, is that this is individual, this is personal. Let's all get together, and we could do something.
Well, and I love the premise behind what you're doing, because we talk about the division in this country all the time. I hate the division. The division is so idiotic to me. I don't understand why neighbor A is arguing with neighbor B, yet they live in the same income level, in the same community, in the same tax bracket, yet everybody is disgusted by the level of debt that we've incurred, and instead of doing something about it and letting the people who caused it know we're unhappy with them, we instead fight each other. So I'm glad to see that your organization is actually a topic that people can really unite behind, and I think that should be one of your marketing pitches. I mean, if the Green Movement could get Pelosi and Gingrich on a couch, you should be able to get Rush Limbaugh and Barack Obama on a couch together saying, hey, this is what we need to do. But I wish you the best of luck. And for a new organization, you sure are making an impression. And we'll keep up with you. Matter of fact, I want to pre-invite you. I want to see how you're doing after the end of the year, and I want to keep tabs on your success. So thank you for joining us today. And everybody, go to reducethenationaldebt.org and just make a donation. Let's show Washington we have the power and the voice to do something about it. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Josh Tolley Show on the GCN Radio Network.